Initiating System 1. System 1 loaded.
The GoreCast is brought to you by American Horrors, the greatest uncut horror channel in the world. 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, all horror. As well as the station of decapitation without your head.
America's longest running horror channel, www.withoutyourhead.com.
The following program is rated TV MAL. It contains strong language and is intended only for mature audiences. Viewer discretion advised.
What's up, GoreCasters? Welcome back here to the GoreCast with me, Johnny Deadly, and my home slice to the right of me, The Giz. How's things, bro?
Hi, everybody.
Tint. Nothing.
What's wrong?
I said, how's things, bro?
Oh. Sorry, I thought you were saying as things broke down or something. I was like, what? Already?
Bro,
What?
broski, how are we getting on? How is she moseying? How's things going?
Good. Been playing Battletech for a lot of the week with the lads online because we figured out Mega Mech is working now, so yay.
I'll pretend it.
I've been getting blowed up a lot. Giant robots with big guns shooting the crap out of each other.
There we go. Get those blacks back. Right. So, this week on the show, we are talking about, speaking of robots, toys.
Except we're not, though, really.
I was trying to... You left me with nothing.
Segue. Sorry. I wasn't expecting a how are we broski because I thought you were saying things have gone ski.
I customarily
I was like,
ask
oh, no
you at
ski.
the start of the show how things have been going.
Okay, I'm sorry.
Anyway, this
I'm
week we're going
sorry.
to be talking about a whole different bunch, a whole bunch of different ways of brainwashing people.
Yes. Which in and of itself sounds kind of, conspiracy-ish. What with the whole notion that movies are slowly trying to brainwash us anyway and stuff.
Well, in the storylines of these movies, all three movies have been trying to brainwash us. But if you really kind of look at the cusp of it, they've been they're very trying to warn people of what's coming in the future. All three of them, every single one, especially the last two.
Yeah.
Especially the last two.
Yes.
Once the internet and once commercial.
I don't know,
That
that first one
is up there, but the last two are literally the fucking internet and, not in that order. They're literally commercialism and advertising and how it's fucking you up and the internet. Essentially. Well, I won't lie to you, Videodrome. As he describes what he wants to have in his channel and what Videodrome is putting out, I was like, that sounds remarkably like the internet. He wasn't wrong.
He wasn't wrong.
Anyway, as is customary, though, do you have any other bits to add before we go moving into news bits?
Just say hello to whoever's watching.
Yeah, Bree's the only one in the chat, so
person
hello,
that can see
Bree.
the
But if you would
comments
like us to say hello and give you a shout out, make sure to say hello in the comments below, and we will. I'm not sure how many people will get notified because I'm not 100% sure did the posts go out as intended on Facebook. They sure looked like they did, and then they didn't, but maybe they did. But if you feel like sharing it on Facebook or letting people know we're live, by all means do. So that's it. Anyway, as is customary on the show,
Yeah.
we tend to have a whole bunch of news bits, so we're just going to bounce over to the newsroom and we're going to get talking. News.
Ha.
So, what you got lined up for me? Something to do with Cloverfield anyway,
Okay.
because I think the image was
All right.
showing up there for a second.
Yes. Yes. Okay. So you know the way there's been like a bunch of Cloverfield sequels, 10 Cloverfield Lane,
That's
Cloverfield
it.
Paradox. I think there was. I was going to say I think there's also talk about some animated series in the
Not
works,
out yet.
possibly. I think. Not out yet, but THR is reporting that apparently J.J. Abrams and Bad Company are looking to do a direct sequel to the original Cloverfield, since the other films are kind of
Not.
like. Yeah, not really. They're like set in the Cloverfield universe, is the best way of putting it.
Especially the third one
But,
is literally set in the universe.
Apparently, yeah, or a universe adjacent to it. No, it's that universe, and then because they go adjacent to it, it creates things. Anyway, so apparently Bad Robot has hired on Joe Braden to write the script for what's being described as a true Cloverfield sequel. Details of the film are being kept hidden under Central Park, but it's not going to be a found footage film. Is Central Park? I know it's a place. Is that also a studio or something?
Evidently.
Maybe I was. I don't know.
Evidently.
But anyway, as I said, while there have been Cloverfield films in the past, it is the fact that this is going to be a direct sequel telling the story from, the events of the first film, which weren't great.
It's a weird franchise
which saw a
that
giant
I'm
monster
always
hitting New
surprised
York.
when I hear they're making a new movie, because I'm like, none of them did well. It's like, why is this universe happening?
I mean,
don't get me wrong, I liked Cloverfield Lane. I really enjoyed that.
Yes. Yeah, actually, Paradox wasn't too bad either. It's just a sci-fi film, if you get me. Yeah, but the first movie, I think the reason is that the design of the creatures
you
was
just never got
actually
to see them.
good, but it was completely ruined. Yeah, it's completely ruined by the fact that the first movie is all found footage. Now, with this film not being found footage, hopefully we're going to be getting more of a traditional kaiju movie. I'd be happy with survivors in a post-apocalyptic world having to defend themselves against giant monsters and their little rabbit offspring thingies that drop off and go mauling
is
around
what I
the
like
place.
to call them.
But what an interesting turn of phrase.
Thank you.
Anyway, it sounds like this time around the Bad Robot and Paramount are dedicated to making a true follow-up to Cloverfield, hopefully with a viral marketing campaign that works as well as the first one. Because I think that was part of the thing that kind of got over that first movie. They were getting in at that cusp of fucking kind of internet videos and shit like that. So as a result, they were able to really promote footage. Unfortunately, that did not then translate well, because it turns out the entire thing is found footage as opposed to just the really cool snippets that you're showing people and stuff. And that was just, bah.
I didn't mind the found footage aspect. It's just like, I feel that if someone is so dedicated to carrying a camera around with them the entire way through what we'll just
Look at
describe.
the monster.
Yeah, I feel you're going to pull the camera up towards the monster, not just his feet.
Yeah.
You know? Because you got everything else.
As the design of it, I'm actually if this is a direct sequel, if we're actually seeing humanity, I suppose, waging battle against these beasties, then yeah, I'm all up for
Yeah,
seeing
I'm down
that.
for it. I'm
Definitely.
down. Could be like Aliens, just with a kaiju involved.
Yes,
I'd be down for.
Very much.
I'd be totally down for. I'm down with that.
Yeah.
Anyway, what's up next? I saw John Carpenter's face, which is fitting as he's in the middle news bit and he's in the middle run of the movies tonight.
Yes, he is. Okay, so John Carpenter recently did an interview with Daily Beast, where he was asked about several different topics, obviously, but one of them being the option or the notion of him coming back after a decade or so and being a director again. To which he responded that he kind of might. He's working on a couple of things. I'm not doing anything for a while until the world comes back and rights itself. It's insane now. It's nuts. I'm not going out there to get sick, which is understandable. He is, in his 70s or 80s at
Not
this
young,
stage.
put it that way.
Yeah, but He also went on to discuss in the same interview how things have become unbelievably hard or how unbelievably hard directing can be. He explained it's very stressful, it's physically difficult, it's tough, and you have to be a certain kind of human being to love it. And I'm not certain that I am. I love it, but not in an ego way. Music is a lot more gratifying in a way because there it is, it's right in front of you, and you don't have to wait until it's cut together and deal with an armory of people making movies. So yeah, apparently there's a full interview if you want to go check it out on the Daily Beast to read the full one. But yeah, it's just, I like the idea of John Carpenter coming back because, especially after watching They Live, and because of the way the world is going now, he's always had a knack for social commentary. So
has he what?
Yeah, of all the people that I would like to see tackling the current global environment,
Cronenberg as well.
I think he'd. Oh, yeah. Well, the two of them do, but the difference is, like, we're talking about John Carpenter potentially. Well, is Cronenberg still making movies?
I hope so. And if not, now would be a good time to come back and start doing them once everything's stopped being crazy.
Yeah. But no, I'd be interested to see what kind of mad spin John Carpenter would put on, and if he even would, maybe just come up with something completely different because everyone else has done stuff more or less, taking a look at the current situation.
Yeah, true. All right, last up we have something to do with Friday the 13th.
Yes.
Which is unusual.
Okay, so as you know, there has been a long-standing lawsuit going on between Sean Cunningham and what's his name? I had it there. Victor Miller. There we go. Writer Victor Miller, in regards basically who owns the rights to Friday the 13th,
which stopped a video game franchise and all of that kind of thing. Well, video game.
Yeah, it stopped a lot of stuff. It seems this is going to continue on and kind of branch off in a slightly different vein now, as THR is reporting that Friday the 13th producer Sean Cunningham has launched a new lawsuit over net profits from the horror franchise. God. According to the complaint filed on Thursday in Los Angeles Superior Court, the studios distributing the films have systematically misaccounted contingent compensation. Now, it should be noted that this is actually specifically in regards to the Friday the 13th remake from 2009.
Right.
And what it basically says is that, I think what it's basically saying is that he's turning around and kind of going, you guys actually owe me this much money, but all you gave me is this much money.
Okay. They're never going to get out of court over this fucking franchise, man. It's ridiculous.
And we're never going to get any more Friday the 13th stuff, which is fucking annoying.
Yeah, like, I mean, look, I know they kind of go up and down in quality sometimes, but they're a good, like as Carter would say, they're a good 3 o'clock in the morning, easy watch. Just chuck on a movie and watch some dude with a machete murder a whole fuckload of people.
I would really like to see Jason crossed over with a few more horror icons, to be perfectly honest. I know that might be another pain in the ass headache to orchestrate, but even still, I mean, Freddy vs. Jason was the greatest comedy of 2005. I'm not going to say anything else about it. Yeah, I mean, exactly.
Look, come here.
And you this knew, close to Ash Williams being involved.
You knew, and everyone knew deep down in their hearts when that movie came out, there was going to be no fucking serious plot. No one was paying to go see a serious plot. We were paying to watch Freddy fucking Krueger and Michael Myers and Jason Voorhees fuck the ever-loving shit out of each other, and fuck me, did we get it.
Just like with Kong versus Godzilla when that comes out, I expect there'll be a bit of a story, and as long as it's not absolutely dire, I don't care, because I'm watching Godzilla
that was the
kick
problem
the crap
people
out of
had
Kong.
with King of the Monsters, where it was like they showed up and they were like, I didn't pay for all of this fucking story with the humans. I wanted to watch fucking some monsters beat the shit out of each other.
Well, we did get to see monsters beat the crap out of each other.
Yes, not as much as I would have liked, though.
Meh.
You know what I mean?
Go back and watch the original Japanese movies. It's kind of the same.
Yeah.
Anyway, like I said, unfortunately, these latest events do mean that it's just another day
in court for Friday the 13th.
Yeah. It really has become a bad luck day.
Yeah, it's unfortunate. Anyway, I think that's it for the news bits for the moment. Anything else you want to add before we go back to the studio?
No, I think that's all the news. That's worth knowing
All
at
right,
the
we're
moment.
going to jump back over to the studio and be back with you in a couple of seconds. Okay, I work in this one, so that's fine. Oh, stream is glitching. 1 sec. It lagged on the black screen, which is good. Not good that it's lagging, but and the length of time that it's lagging is not good.
Yeah, I know.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
Do you know what it is? It's everyone online watching the Rumble.
Very well could be. Okay, there we go. We're back. Yeah, sorry. I'm going to give people a warning now in advance that if the stream does go down, fear not, we will reboot up. So just keep an eye out for another stream. Hopefully it doesn't. It's just we haven't even started the movie reviews yet.
One of those
and
nights.
It's gone a bit laggy already, so I do worry. Anyway, yeah, there were some interesting news bits over in the newsroom. And next up, we are going to have from 1981. Yeah, I was trying to think in my head because I was like, okay, Videodrome's 83, and I know Scanners is before Videodrome, and I know it's in the 80s. And I was like, is it 1 or 2? I've got a 50-50 chance here, but you answered in the meantime, so it's fine.
Yes, Scanners from 1981 by David Cronenberg and starring none other than Micheal Ironside, who was a goddamned motherfracking legend in my mind.
He's so good at
Don't
being
care.
bad, it's inexplicable.
He's the only watchable thing about Highlander 2, just because he's off his nut the entire movie.
I think Into Pictures actually said that last night as well. We were chatting, and he was just like, literally the only good reason to watch Highlander 2. And I was like, you're not wrong.
Anyway, Scanners sees a very young Micheal Ironside playing one Darryl Revak, who is, well, he's a scanner, to be perfectly honest.
No.
The film
Get
opens
out.
up. Yes. The film opens up in a shopping mall where one kind of homeless vagrant dude by the name of Cameron Vale is stumbling through the place, apparently hearing voices in his head, which turn out to be the voices of absolutely everyone around him.
Shitbuzz.
Because in this world, psychics are real. Some people are born that way, and it's not a very good thing because you got everyone's voices and it's all up in your head and it's just bad. Meaning that all these people that have been called scanners, generally speaking, are kind of social outcasts, I suppose. It's just
Somehow, yeah, it's like a genetic trait.
Yeah,
Well,
kind
also,
of,
if you have 500 people's voices running through your head at any one time, depending on what room you're standing in, it'll make you not particularly interactive with people.
Yeah, I can barely do it with the 3 or 4 that are in there at the moment. But anyway, it turns out if you are one of these unfortunate people, which one?
All of them, I suppose. I don't know.
Okay.
We'll save it until we're doing an episode with, what's that movie? It's like a superhero movie, except Shalama Lama Lang and a Lama Ding Dong did it.
I have no idea. Glass,
that one, yeah.
Okay. Anyway, as I was saying, if you happen to be one of these unfortunate scanners, fear not, because what's the name of the company again? There we go. Consec are here to save the day, and by save the day, I mean dose you up with a drug called ephemeral so that you're not hearing everyone's voices, and recruit you into a program to possibly be used as a weapon, because Consec are actually a security and weapons designing firm.
Surprise,
Yes,
surprise.
Yes, it is. However, it turns out that one of the guys thinks that research into psychics is a bad idea because it's not going anywhere.
Psychics.
Especially since there was this whole incident at one of their coming out parties for the psychics. At which point, the creator of the program, Dr. Ruth, turns around and goes, "You do know that was done by a psychic. They're already being weaponized. We need to get on this. We need to get on this right fracking now."
Because they kind of tried to do a demonstration of a guy with psychic abilities, and it goes what could only be described as tits fucking up.
Yes, because old Mr. Revak, Micheal Ironside himself, is there and volunteers, and
he's way better at being psychic than the guy who's doing the demonstration at being psychic. And as you can see running behind us, his head goes boom.
Fragga
Yeah,
boom.
because
It's
evidently,
great.
like they literally knew
great.
the selling point of the movie when they were advertising this. Like this is the trailer that's playing in the background, but it's actually just the scene where your man's head goes boom. Which, in fairness, like I mean, that happens in the first like 10 minutes of the movie. Yeah, so
it does.
it's kind
It
of
does.
like, hey, if we've got one scene that just sells the fucking movie, why don't we just whack the trailer credits on the end and fucking call it a day? Nice. Let's move on.
Yeah. Anyway, Ruth quickly outlines a plan to find and shut down whoever it is that's using psychics as weapons that isn't actually them, and uses one of the few psychics who
How
haven't been
dare they have the
poached
audacity to start weaponizing psychics before we got a chance to weaponize psychics?
before we
You
do.
bastards.
Yeah, pretty much. So he uses his latest recruit, Cameron Vale, because he's not on the list that apparently these guys clearly have access to, and sends him off in search of Revak to try and infiltrate his organization and hopefully put a bullet in the guy's head, or a psychic bullet, or do something like that. And that sets Vale off on, well, I suppose, his little quest for the rest of the movie as he tries to track down the psychic underground,
That's
leading
a
him
great
to
name
a
for a band, by
completely
the way.
different
Psychic
Psychic
Underground.
Underground.
Fucking put that in the list.
Trademark the Giz.
Psychic Underground.
Anyway,
Good
this
stuff.
this leads him to a completely different psychic underground, one that is also trying to avoid the attention of GenSec if possible, and very much avoid Darryl Revak, who apparently is going around whacking other psychics, not recruiting them, and is using his own powers to, well, turn people into these goddamned puppets. The same kind of powers that can manipulate people into thinking whatever
Yep.
he wants, can convince them to do
The same
whatever
way
he wants,
can
which is another
just go
reason
in
that
and
GenSec.
take over in your Euro system and blow your brain up. The same way he can just go inside and literally control you like a big walking meat puppet.
Yep, he can program you like a god's damned mainframe and send you off to do whatever the smeg he wants, and you probably wouldn't even remember it.
Or survive it, to be honest, because he seems to he doesn't leave a lot of loose ends, does Revik.
Well, it's efficient.
I'm not disputing the policies. I'm just saying there's not a lot of time for you to not remember because your brains are customarily splattered on the wall. A lot of
Yeah,
murder-suicides
yeah.
going on when Revik's around. I'll put it that way.
Yeah. Over the course of his investigation, his hunt for Revik, Vale stumbles onto Revik's grand plan, I suppose, which is rather ingenious because he's managed to get his hands on Ruth's old medical company and is using that company to basically ship the drug ephemeral all over the country, because it turns out not only does it turn off the psychic's abilities, but it makes baby psychics if injected to mamas, which was the purpose of the drug in the first place when it was originally developed. And I love how there's this whole complex
They
kind
had
of thing.
one
It's
accident,
actually,
and
well,
then after that one accident, they were like, well, we're definitely going to keep doing this. What a fantastic little byproduct. Is it helping the pregnant women at all?
except
No,
to be fair,
not remotely.
once Ruth realized what was going on, he was kind of like, okay, we're going to stop doing that now. And then someone else kind of went, yeah, we're going to stop doing that now. But over here, we're actually going to continue doing it. And this is going to be amazing. We're going to have our own psychic army. It's going to be brilliant. But yeah, no, Scanners is a fun movie. It's become a cult classic at this stage for obvious reasons. Mainly that iconic scene of the head exploding. But also, like I said, I think it might have been maybe one of the earliest films for Ironside. Was V before this? No, V would have been after it. But definitely shows how manic he can be, and you could see why he makes like such a great bad guy in more stuff.
He looks
I can
like
only
a bad guy.
Even in V, he's a good guy, but he feels like a bad guy 90% of the time because he's just such a, pragmatic son of a bitch, I suppose, is the nicest way of putting it.
Probably the nicest way of putting it.
Yeah, it's understandable why this became a cult classic, not only because of the effects that are used, but also the fact that it was one of these films that kind of does give an interesting story and does kind of look at certain corporations, and maybe not psychic, but you can see how pharmaceutical companies kind of
Use the
would
human
work the same way
populace
with
as their
avoid-
general guinea pigs and just pretend that they only work on lab mice.
Yeah, that.
Essentially. And then sometimes weird shit happens and the government are like, hey, I know it's not the most morally okay, but that weird shit could really be handy. How about what if we limit the distribution? Like, As long as no one asks, hey, how come I can buy this in Chicago and not in Washington?
Or better yet, if it's detrimental, then you make sure that it goes to some third-party trade company that then ships it to whatever country is giving you a bad time lately.
Writing down a psychic timestamp here for when I think they're going to consider this just a conspiracy theories episode and just shut it off. 1:14. That's what I have down. Stay tuned.
It's not a conspiracy.
It's only going to get worse once we get into fucking They Live. That's the only reason I'm putting down the time. I'm like 1:14. I could see.
Yeah. Yeah.
Anyway,
pretty much,
scanners is a fine example of how you can get inside someone's brain and just use them like your own little murder utensil if you feel like it. And it's a very, very deep breath in look, or deep delve look into how governments and pharmaceutical companies can occasionally high-five each other in an alley somewhere and just fucking some deals are made. And next thing you know, there's some kids floating some pots around your fucking house and you don't know why.
Okay. Floating some pots around your house. Oh, yes. Sorry, I was thinking of something else there for a second.
Kids is like, why would they be attaching 50 helium balloons to pots? I don't get it. I don't get it. Because they're psychically moving shit, or telekinetically moving shit, should I, to be technical.
That isn't even what I was thinking, but okay.
I'm not even going to ask. Anyway, here's the trailer for Scanners before Giz gets the stream shut down. We'll be back where we're going to be talking about 1988's They Live. Boing.
I would like to scan all of you in this room, one at a time. I must remind you that the scanning experience is usually a painful one, sometimes resulting in nosebleeds, earaches, stomach cramps, nausea, sometimes other symptoms of a similar nature. At this point, I'd like to call for volunteers. Now, I'd like you to think of something specific.
Do I have to close my eyes?
It doesn't matter.
All right, yes, I have something.
Yes.
The mind force. Scanners. Their thoughts can kill.
And that was the, one moment, because the Scanners trailer is still playing. Clunk. Yeah, that was the trailer for Scanners, 1981. Fuck me, man. It's a fun movie. Yeah. Not in a ha-ha kind of way, but it's quite gripping.
Yeah, and like
especially like as you kind of discussed in the opening scene, like there's literally that opening scene with who turns out to be kind of your main protagonist throughout the movie, and some crazy stuff happens with it.
As soon as I saw him, I just kind of
some crazy stuff happens with an old lady, and after that you're kind of like, well, I know what I'm fucking in for, and I'm totally down for it by all means. Right, just put that there. Do you want to take it away for a sec? Moving on to the next film, as is customary after we finish up with the first one.
Okie dokie. Before we do, just going to say hello to a few people
everybody.
in the comments.
Sorry.
Hello, Sweet.
I knew I forgot something.
Hi, Sweet Rabbit. Hi, Katie. And hi, Cinema Reaper. Yeah, only spotted that they were in comments when we went
I
to the
won't lie
trailer.
to you. I think there was also a lag on the comments coming up because I was looking at the time of some of the messages. Like, Sweet Rabbit said howdy at like 12:24, and I definitely checked my phone at that stage.
Yeah. Okay.
Oh,
Noted, perhaps for future.
You take it away there for a second.
Yeah, not a bother. Okay, up next is 1988's They Live by John Carpenter. They Live is, how can I put this? Another cult classic with major pop culture references. And it has Rowdy Roddy Piper, one of the longest fights in cinematic history, because he's a wrestler, and I imagine he basically choreographed the thing like it was a wrestling match, which was pretty cool. Anyway, Piper plays an unnamed character, and by that I mean we don't actually hear his name, but as it turns out, he's listed as John Nada, who is a drifter just after moving into, where is it? Los Angeles. There we go. Oh,
Yeah. Sorry, I was trying to. My camera had moved for some reason. Then when I fixed it, my mic popped out, so everyone could hear you talking through the computer. And it's fixed now. Don't worry, it's sorted.
Okay. Anyway, I was just saying that Rowdy Roddy Piper himself plays a more or less unnamed character who we find out is, well, he's credited as being called John Nada. He's a drifter who has just moved to Los Angeles.
I should get these on. Actually, Continue.
Oh, yeah. Good point. Yeah, he's a drifter. He's moved to Los Angeles. He's looking for work and kind of manages to blag his way onto work on a construction
site. He
site.
does the kind of typical thing that you would have seen in a lot of 80s movies, because you could just wander into town to some sort of aimless drifter, wander up to a construction site and be like, I got big guns. You let me lift things.
You know what? Actually,
yeah, I'll take it away. So anyway, upon
Yep.
arriving on the construction site, he meets Keith David's character, George, who notices, he kind of establishes that Roddy doesn't have an abode, shall we say. So he decides to let him know that this is kind of, best way I can describe it is this kind of a shanty town kind of thing. It's very they live. Yeah, I like how we're very exactly they live, but we also look like we're about to pull out a fucking and just flash people in the face.
Either that or we're going to a Blues Brothers concert.
Dude, we could break out and dance, song and dance. Sorry.
I'm not going to sing Minnie the Moocher, though I could.
Tune. No, Johnny. No, sorry. The words started flowing into my movie. We're doing a movie. Anyway, so George brings him to this kind of shanty town where he's like, look, you can kind of hold up here. There's somewhere you can buy a little bit of food and you'll be able to get a bit of shelter and everything be fine. Roddy, being the curious gent that he is, has a look around, and there's a bunch of people who kind of were quite inviting of him coming to the shanty town, all of that kind of thing, but they're all in a church. And it's shot in such a way that it looks like they're definitely dealing in firearms and or narcotics or some nefarious kind of shenanigans going on. So Roddy doesn't trust him. He's having a wander around. He gets facially assaulted by a priest who is blind. Facially as in the priest tries to establish who he is by just grabbing him by the face. You know, the typical thing.
Yeah. Let me see your face.
Unfortunately for them, all of the cops show up. Air, car, feet, guns, everything flying in. Wreck the place. Literally bring in some JCB diggers with a cop escort on either side of them, and just flatten the shanty town down to the bottom and try and arrest whoever the fuck they can get their hands on, basically. But you get the impression that they're looking for the boyos in the church, because the boyos in the church are very much fuck the fuzz and get the fuck out of there really quickly. George heads back after everything's calmed down, finds a box of these sunglasses. Or sorry, not George.
Who's George?
George is Keith David's character.
Frank.
No, Frank is it Frank Armitage?
Keith David's character.
Where did I get George from?
Yeah.
And what's Roddy Roddy
no
Piper's
idea. There's no
name?
George in the film.
It's George.
He doesn't
Nada.
have one.
Sorry. No.
John.
I'm going to double check.
Actually, to be honest, at the end of the credits, hold up. At the end of the credits, it's just called nada, meaning nothing. I'm looking at it here on Wikipedia. It says John Nada.
Give me a minute, because I had George in my head. Why won't you? Yeah, it's just. I'm probably wrong. I don't know where I pulled George out of.
George Buckflower, the
George Nada
collaborator
is what
drifter.
it is, has him down as IMDb.
Got John Nada here. The only thing that says on the film itself, though, is nada, meaning nothing. And we don't get it. He doesn't say his name throughout the entire film.
Okay. Well, George Nada is what he's down as IMDb. That's where I got that from. Sorry. We'll just call him Nada. Easiest way. Nada heads back after all of the ruckus has calmed down, finds a pair of these sexy-looking beasts going on. It's kind of like, as you would imagine, working the mathematics out in his head of, can't think of why that many costs would have shown up for a bunch of sexy-looking sunglasses unless there's some sort of underground sunglasses ring or something going on. I really don't know. So he's walking downtown, takes a pair of the shades for himself because he's like, might as well look fly as fuck while I'm walking downtown. And while he's walking down, he puts on a pair of these bad boys.
Give it to me, baby.
He gets quite disorientated as all of a sudden everything's quite black and white. And he's like, what the shit's going on here? He takes the glasses off. He's kind of like, okay, it's not my eyes. It's definitely the glasses. Puts the glasses back on. And all of a sudden, a whole new world is revealed to Nada. As all of the we are not doing any fucking Disney. I will fucking nip that in the fucking bud right fucking now. Sorry, I forgot to get the trailer running in as well. I was so busy with the getting everything. Well, there we go. Excuse me. Sorry. So anyway, all of the advertising signage and everything that George had seen normally has now converted into what are some very, very distinct subliminal messages just telling you to know, shop and eat and consume and obey and all those kind of things. My personal...
Marry, procreate.
That's my favorite one.
No independent
That's
thought.
my favorite one because it's like this really sexy lady on a beach. I think it's advertising trips to the Caribbean or something like that. And then when he puts the sign on or puts the glasses on, you see the marry and procreate. And I was kind of like, well, that, if there was ever a way of summing that picture up in 2 words, marry, procreate, that'll do it. Yeah. So
I think one of the ones that said no original thought actually had a block of statistics on it when he took off the sunglasses.
Needless to say, George has a slight mental whatever. Nada, Frank, George, John, Jerry, whatever. Nada. He has a slight mental breakdown.
Let's just call him what he is. Roddy.
Yeah, that's so much better. Very appropriate as well as it's Royal Rumble night that we have a movie with a WWF alum in there. But
and a winner.
Yeah, he definitely won a Rumble. Hands down.
Yeah.
Where was I? Yeah, George kidnaps. George breaks into a bank first, uttering the fantastic line that's so infamous from this movie, which is the "I'm here to kick ass and chew bubblegum, and I'm all out of bubblegum."
I'm all out of bubblegum.
It's so good. He has a bit of a shootout with some cops, nails them pretty nicely. Kidnaps a lovely young ginger.
Lets the human cop live.
Yeah, because he doesn't have a problem with the human cops. It's the fucking alien ones. What
alien
would you
ones.
Describe their faces as
skull-faced.
Skinless, googly-eyed alien
Skinless
dudes.
is the best way of putting it.
Yeah. So he kidnaps this young ginger lady, brings her back to her house where he's like, look, I'm not going to do anything or I'm not going to hurt you. I just want to lay low. Whatever, that's all cool. She's like, she's a bit thirsty. She goes to get a glass of wine. He's like, yeah, cool. Look, I'm not one of those kind of hostage takers. Do you know what I mean? Throw on the TV, kick your shoes off, chill out, have a nice time. It's all fine. Don't worry about it. I just need to crash here until everything settles down a little bit. Unfortunately, the next thing that crashes is that wine bottle right across the back of his skull. And then for a little lady, I gotta say, she tossed him out that fucking window with a level of effectuality or effectiveness that I had to just applaud.
Well, it was the follow through from the hit that I thought it was just all
like
one
smash.
motion. It was just
he bent down.
Like one hand is the bottom, the next
smash.
hand
He bent
boom.
down, and the next thing was back of the belt buckle and out the window you go. But talk to you later. I just found it very impressive due to the fact that, historically, Roddy Piper wouldn't be known as being a small fucking dude. I think
very
literally
true,
it
very
just
true.
showed
But
up
let's
in the
face it,
trailer there. But like, yeah, she fucks him, and it's one of those kind of on a hill condo houses kind of thing. So there's a
it's
nice
great.
drop and roll out that window before anything happens. But
I love how he just kind of gets up then and is kind of like, oh, that hurts.
Roddy
Oh.
goes back kind of towards the shantytown place again, where he runs into George, and he's because George or not George, Frank and him are buds.
Frank.
And he tries to explain to Frank what's going on, at which point Frank's like, look, it's okay, buddy, he'll be totally fine. Pop, 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 pop! Right in the face. You're a crazy motherfucker. You shot a load of cops. I'm pretty sure all of the cops showed up because you've been a fucking nut job. Pop, 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 pop. And then goes on for 7.5 minutes worth of awesome fight.
I was actually saying it while you were sorting stuff out. I reckon the reason this fight is so long is because Roddy was looking at it kind of going, is this it? Yeah.
It was actually...
Come on, lads. I do longer than this in the ring.
No,
Come on,
no,
we can make
it was
it better.
all John Carpenter. I'm not joking. I was watching Keith Dave. I was watching Keith David, and I think it was the script producer talking about the whole Roddy Piper scene, and he said the fight choreographer, that was it, about the whole Roddy Piper scene, and he said when it got to the fight scene in the script, it just had John Carpenter just had fight scene written in the notes and then 5 blank pages, and then the script continued on after the 5 blank pages. And he said, I want this to be a fight of historical proportions. That's all he said to your man. He said, that's how much I have scripted in for the fight.
I thought it's great that there's some great humor in the middle of the fight.
It's so good.
Like, when he swings the 2x4, realizes what he done, and just goes, "Oh Jesus, I'm so sorry!" And then your man smashes the bottle and it disintegrates. And he kind of lets out the little snigger.
He goes to smash the bottle so he
like
can stab him with it, but he's left with nothing but neck. Basically, it's like no.
It's just like
curse my manly
or he
strength.
goes to punch him in the balls. Oh, you dirty! Goes to punch him in the balls. You dirty bastard!
There's a friendliness to the scrap. Do you know what I mean? Neither man wants to actually be fighting the other guy, but it's like Nada wants him to realize that it's like, bro, there's fucking aliens walking everywhere,
Put on the
and
glasses.
Frank is kind of like, you are a fucking nutcase, basically. Do you know what I mean? I like you, bro, but you're after fucking shooting up a load of cops. Don't come fucking talking to me, please. Move on with your day. Yeah. So, needless to say, after a lot of fighty, Nada eventually gets the glasses on Frank. And Frank sees everything as it is. Then they go hunt down the guys in the church because they very easily figure, look, the guys in the church are the guys with the sunglasses, and the guys with the sunglasses obviously know what the fuck is going on. So they go off, and won't get into it any more than that, but they go off on a hunt in a... Goddamn, I love Roddy Piper's ability to just walk in and be, I am one-man army. Do you know what I mean? He didn't even he got the glasses on 5 minutes and didn't even contemplate any other route of strategic thought in it. Was just like, I'm robbing that cop shotgun and then I'm going shooting me some fucking aliens. Love it.
I think it was just that he just kind of run into a building, looked around and went, they're everywhere.
It's a movie, as fun and 80s and everything as we're describing it, it's a movie that actually has many layers. As we said, it's very much a commentary on advertising, television, and consumerism, number one.
The some of the imagery, a lot of the imagery that's used in it, They Live, the skinless people, all this, that's actually been used as political protest imagery for decades. In context of like big businesses, or when it comes down to the lower classes, shall we say, being trampled on by people in power. And it's interesting that, especially in modern times, that we can kind of still have protests against political people or against big businesses, and you will still see those fucking signs of They Live and the skinless guys in the suits and stuff. And I don't think that's ever going to win. I don't think it ever should, to be perfectly honest. It's great.
Just jam your thumb viciously on the pulse. You just nail it. And he surmised something that he saw coming many years. Well, I mean, it was already very much in effect by the time this movie came out, but he really pinned the tail on the donkey, shall we say.
And it's been cranked up ever since.
Well, I mean, that's the weird thing. Like, I mean, all advertising and everything has done in the last several years, it hasn't fucking eased up. It's just got worse.
I was talking about the men behind the
same
curtain,
thing.
but yeah, that too.
Same thing.
Okay.
The men behind the curtain make the advertising.
Yeah. I don't even think. Yeah, probably. Yeah.
So he goes off. He hunts some fucking aliens, and that's essentially They Live. I'm not going to get into it, but as I said, it's also as fun an 80s movie as we describe it. There's many twists and turns in the plot. Big shock reveals, and
including some
some nasty stuff that happens that you'll be like, "Curse you! Insert miscellaneous person here." I'm going to take these off now. Should be good. Fucking hell, that is.
C minor prescription sound good.
Might put them back on. Yeah.
Oh god, that's bright.
Wow, I forgot how bright those studio lights are when my eyes haven't adjusted. We might just leave these on. Yeah. So They Live, highly recommended, 100%. And I forgot to myself and Giz forgot to do our ratings for the previous movie. So once we come back from the trailer for They Live, we'll do our ratings for They Live and Scanners. I see a whole lot of 4 stars going on though tonight, to be honest, because we picked 3 fucking fantastic ones. Yeah,
really
what were your thoughts on the
films.
movie? I know you were kind of chirping in and out while I was doing the thing, but final synopsis, shall we say? Yeah,
On They Live.
of They Live. Yeah,
Of They Live. It's fun. It's another. See, this is the thing. John Carpenter just, generally speaking, I like his work. I always have. Prince of Darkness, Big Trouble in Little China is
I
one of my
love that
childhood
movie
fucking
with
favorites.
such endearment, it's inexplicable.
Yeah, as is The Thing. It's, another childhood classic. But like I said, he has a certain style, and it's like we were saying in that news bit earlier. He enjoys making music, and there's a certain sound to a Carpenter movie. It's not always there in every scene, but it will appear at least once in all of his movies.
I was actually thinking this when I was watching the movie. I was like, if you ever wanted just a very basic tune that says, "I'm a badass that just walked into town," that theme tune that follows Roddy Piper around it's just simple kind of bass riff with a little bit of drum underneath it, and it just tells a million stories about the guy. Do you know what I mean?
With the possible, I'm not sure if if a variation of it appears in The Thing, but it's definitely in Big Trouble in Little China, and it is definitely in Prince of Darkness.
Great.
And it's just a slight variation on that same fucking riff. But like I said, it's just John Carpenter has a certain it's in Vampires, I think. Yeah.
Yeah, it's definitely in Vampires. I know 100% it's in Vampires. Yeah.
Yeah. But it's also going to just the way that his filmmaking style when he decides to do social commentary just blends in so well while still being off the fucking wall mad when you look at what the story actually is.
Highly recommended on my part. I would imagine you're the same, seeing as we've both been just schmoozing over it for the whole movie. There's been no complaints. We're going to hit the trailer for They Live so you can hear some of the audio as to what's going on in the crazy shenanigans. Oh, God, excuse me. Windy pops. Some of the crazy shenanigans that were going on in the video stream behind us there. And then we're going to be back where we're going to be talking about Jesus Christ, the internet discovered by a man who injected his eyeballs with acid is the easiest way of fucking describing the visual onslaught you're about to see. But fuck me, is it an enjoyable one? Thank you.
Not wrong.
This is the trailer for They Live, and we're going to be back talking 1983's Videodrome from the year of Johnny. Always remember.
Our masters!
What do these things want, and why are they here?
You still don't get it, do you, boy?
They have recruited the rich and the powerful.
They're running the whole show.
Wake up! They're all about you, all around you. Blinded us to the truth.
Take a look.
They are safe as long as they are not discovered.
I don't know what they are or where they came from, but we gotta stop them. Stay away from me. Put these on. They have us. Look at them. They're everywhere. Our owner.
We have no other choice.
I don't like this one bit.
Leave it alone, man. It ain't none of my business. Ain't none of yours.
We have been lulled into a trance.
Listen to what I'm saying to you. We're in trouble. The whole world's in trouble. Control us! You're sending some kind of signals out of TV sets.
I've got one that can see.
Mama don't like tattletale.
Now we start spilling some blood. Let's go!
Push a button.
I have come here to chew bubblegum and kick. And I'm all out of bubblegum.
Studio. We're back. That was the trailer for 1988 They Live by the one and only John Carpenter. Goddamn, I love that movie so much. I won't lie to you. I watched it. What day were we recording? Wednesday, was it?
Yeah,
I watched it Wednesday morning. I could probably watch it again tonight. To be blamed, I love it. I love it. It's great.
Okay, so what's your GoreCast star rating or Gore Club rating or whatever we're calling it?
We'll go with Scanners first, obviously. So Scanners, we have 2 stars each because there's only 2 hosts. I need to figure out how I'm going to do these posts. Actually, I need to get a straight-on photo of you and a straight-on. I think I have straight-on photos of Buzz and Carter, and I'll just like Dr. Frankenstein meld our bodies together until they add up to the right star system or star rating.
I think you should just do the Gore Club logo and just like a silhouette of that, and then fill it in for each one we give.
Yeah, maybe. Anyway, Scanners, I will give 1.5 starsies or 1.5 Gorecasters or 1.5 Gore Club logos, whatever you want to call it.
Yeah, I'm going to give it 1.5 Gores as well.
So that's 3 Gores out of 4s for Scanners. They Live. I'm giving a full 2 Gores because I fucking love this movie with my bones, to be blatantly honest. Like, it's that inherently ingrained into me. I love They Live so much.
Yeah, it's John Carpenter. I'm giving it 2 as well.
4 stars out of, or 4 Gorecasters out of 4s for They Live. And soon to be determined, we have from 1983, the year of Johnny, Videodrome, starring James Woods and a very young and, goddammit, may I say, breathtakingly gorgeous Debbie Harry. I had actually forgotten how amazingly good looking that woman was back in the day.
I remember
that was
a while back.
When, like, you and I would have been early teens, she released a single, and
that's what I was thinking of as well.
Debbie Harry, and I was kind of like, yeah. She was a lot heavier. Like, she would have been in her fucking 40s or 50s at that stage. Like, I mean, how old is she now? She wasn't young. I'll put it that way in the video. Like, I'll put it this way. She's easily late 20s, early 30s in Videodrome, and that's the year I was born.
Yes.
So she would have been well into her 40s or 50s.
60s even?
Those maths don't add up. I'm
what
37, but I would have been a teenager when that song came out.
Oh, right. Yeah. Sorry. No, I know what you're saying. Yeah.
Anyway, Videodrome tells the story of TV producer / executive of a TV station called Civic TV, which is partly run by James Woods' character, Max Rann.
Well, he's the president of Civic TV.
He's two.
I think they're like executive.
I got the impression it was a
presidents or whatever.
They were all kind of in on it. Yeah, because he was the one bringing back something. He was the one bringing back stuff for them to see.
Well, get their opinions.
But normally it'd be the other way around, wouldn't it? if he was like full blown El Presidente.
I don't know. It all depends. I mean, to be fair, they seem like kind of, not that they were starting off, but it seems like they're kind of still working their way up to big time, if you get me.
And look, anyway, Civic TV is essentially a TV station that Max Rann definitely runs, and possibly the other 2 dudes run with him. Are we okay with that? Okay.
Yeah.
So the whole ethos and idea behind Civic TV is that they want to put out the most Yeah,
It's our
they
kind
want
of
to put
channel.
out the filthiest, smutty, torturous, grindhousey, blood-filled, whatever, titties, muff swinging, 80s Japanese bondage, torture, crazy, whatever they can get their hands on. Because essentially they
turned down some Japanese stuff because it was too artistic.
Why does the dildo need a glove taken off of it when you could just be ramming it through her fucking face or something? But essentially the idea of the channel is that people have some dark seed.
It was Bravo before Bravo.
Well, it was Bravo turned up to 11 in fairness, but it was the whole idea, for the fourth time, just let me finish the sentence, is that loads of people have dark, sordid things that they want to do and fantasize about doing, and they have no outlet. Not unlike now, where there's literally a fucking somewhere you can go to get fucking pretty much everything done that you want to do somewhere, depending on what country you're in. But back then, not as much. So this was his idea. It was an outlet for all of these people who were secretly dark as fuck on the inside and have to go do their fucking 9-to-5 job during the daytime and be all like, "Hey, Brenda, how are you?" You know, was the plan. He has a guy working for him called Harlan, who is a master of TV signals, shall we say. If you've got signals on the air, Harlan can fucking find them, and Harlan can bloody well get them. So he stumbled. The Prince of Pirates. Yes, the only thing he was missing was an eye patch and a fucking cummerbund, basically. He's that good. But Harlan stumbles across this signal coming in from somewhere in America called Videodrome, which is literally what Max Ran has been looking for. You know all the shit that I've been trying to find and we're getting there, but I'm not getting there. That's the fucking shit. That's the thing that I'm looking for.
It's just straight up snuff.
You know, it is a little bit, isn't it? You know, call a spade, like. It is a little bit, isn't it? Yeah. Well, it's
torture, death. Yeah.
To the best of his knowledge, from what he can tell, it's probably as legally close to snuff as you can possibly get. Put it that way. So Max tells Harlan, "You've got one fucking job, bucko. Find me as much of that signal as you can possibly get and put it out on Civic TV." And then Max Ran starts tripping fucking balls. Like literally that afternoon when he gets home or evening, whatever, or morning, because he keeps weird hours because he's hunting down fucking filth, smut, flowering.
He is looking to do deals with various smut merchants all over the times, all over the place.
That's not smut, that's high class smut. I'm looking for fucking smut.
Yeah, he actually turned something down because he's like, it's too nice and naive.
Yeah.
I need filth.
You're showing me fucking, what's that really fancy porn company that do all the really nice, well, not nice, but you know what I mean, the very high production, high quality. Vivid, yeah. You're giving me Vivid. I'm looking for Bang Bus. I don't know porn. I was like, these seem like two separate ends of the spectrum. Because Vivid actually shoot movies, and Bang Bus does what it says on the tin.
Well, yeah.
I am correct in saying that Bang Bus is to essentially just get some chick to go in the bus and bang her. Am I correct?
That was the original format,
well,
yeah.
I was unaware that it had advanced in format. Okay, original format Bang Bus.
I think it's more apt to say that you're giving me Vivid. I'm looking for kink.com.
Cool. Yeah, actually, yeah. Just judging by the names alone, that makes a lot more sense. But anyway, Max starts tripping balls. He slowly starts to uncover a conspiracy set up by a bunch of guys who essentially own a spectacles company, but also own a television station, and have designed Videodrome. And Videodrome is essentially giving people these horrible brain tumors that are making them hallucinate and eventually kill themselves, basically, because we don't want those filthy bastards on our planet. And the easiest way to get rid of those filthy bastards is we've got a fucking subliminal signal that wanks their brains up. So if you're filthy enough to watch the filthy bastard shit, well, by God, you won't be living. You're gonna have a fucking hell of a trip doing it, because fucking hell. But instead of what would normally happen to someone, because Max Ran literally owns one of their opposing TV stations and they want to get the signal out to as many people as possible, they use Videodrome in some of the most graphic manners as possible. Like, instead of sitting down and brainwashing someone, you can tell them
Is
cassettes
something
into his
very
belly
different.
vagina / VCR player
Yeah.
in some horrible, horrible ways. And essentially they rewire Max Ran to realize that you want to be on our side. This is the signal you wanted. Your shitty fucking TV station's not going to be able to fucking get anything like this. What we need you to do is shoot all your fucking partners in the fucking face and then get the signal going. So he does that. And then unfortunately, he meets some other woman who was involved in Videodrome. Well, her dad was technically. She deprograms him and goes, these are the evil bastards that just made you kill all your friends. You should probably go kill them too. And then he's like, okay. So he goes and kills all of them as well. And then he goes and kills himself. It's an amazing movie. It's hard to describe because essentially that is the storyline. Do you know what I mean?
As you said, it wasn't until watching it when we were filming earlier on in the week for I think the episode that's going out tonight.
Yes.
And one of the films that came up was The Manchurian Candidate. And when watching this, I was kind of like, I get it now. I get when you were saying that the storylines were so similar. I was like, oh yeah, I get it. Except this is like Cronenberg fucked up softcore madness.
It's the Manchurian Candidate. If the
snuff
Manchurian
movie.
Candidate was a body horror.
Yeah, I suppose.
But the reason it's very hard to get so in depth into the plot is if I do get any more into the plot, all of the really cool twists and turns that are happening. Because what I have described, this is the weird thing. What I have described, you would think are the twists and turns that I'm on about, but they're really not because they're telegraphed so much, and specifically because the twists and turns are for most of the movie you don't fucking know what Max is seeing. Is it Videodrome? Is it not Videodrome? Is she actually there? What's going on? Do you know what I mean? But in a really good Cronenbergian kind of way. Do you know what I mean? Like it's a total mindfuck of a movie.
Yeah.
I
thought it was great the way he's able to make solid surfaces look malleable.
Yeah. Max Rand's
It's the best way
essentially
of putting
fucking
it.
finger fucking a television at one stage, and like it's literally moving like flesh. It's great. The visuals in this are absolutely amazing.
It's Cronenberg. Did he do? Did Cronenberg do that film Exo as well? The computer game one. No, not Exo. Fucking Existence.
Don't think so. I can double check if you want. I'm pretty sure he didn't though. I can see what you're saying though. There's very similar. Existence was very much a love letter to Videodrome. I think I even said that when we reviewed it a couple of months ago.
Fair enough.
Oh no, it is Cronenberg.
Yeah, no,
sorry.
I was just going to.
Sorry, I tell a lie. It is Cronenberg.
Yeah, because I was thinking, because just the visuals with the way that some of the visual effects looked, and also the notion of distorting that line between reality and, I don't want to say fiction, but a different version of reality, I suppose, is the best way of putting it. That kind of hyper reality that comes in.
Existence, though, is you could kind of tell up until stuff started to blend together. They're in video game stuff. They're not in video game stuff. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, but there was still that kind of that blending, that blurring of the line between what the characters are actually seeing and what the characters are actually doing, if you get me. You know, I mean, Max thinks he's doing one thing because he's seeing it this way, and in reality, he's doing that thing, but it's something completely different.
100%. Look, this is just a fine example of Cronenberg doing Cronenberg shit in the only way that Cronenberg can do it, to be blatantly honest. As I said, special effects and practicals in this are amazing. Like the belly vagina tape recorder or tape deck or whatever you want to call it is, when you see that whole thing start to develop, you're kind of like, what in the shit is going?
What the smeg?
And there's something so dirty about the way he has some of the stuff filmed, like just the way the television and the cassettes and things pulse. You're literally like, oh my god, Jesus, no, ugh, God, no. But it's as I said, it's the Mancurian Candidate. If whoever directed that was taking a load of acid at the time and invented the genre known as body horror.
Acid would have been around, I think.
100%. It definitely was around in Cronenberg times.
No, it wouldn't.
I don't mind telling you.
Yes.
That it would have been.
That it would
Do
have
you have any other points to put in?
No, not really. This is just I was surprised by how fast paced it was, to be perfectly honest. I don't know why, but I expected it to be a little bit slower going. But this film is just
it's a visual onslaught, as I said at the start, from pretty much the offset. Like, he's already got the brain tumor within 15, 20 minutes, pretty much.
Yeah, but even the story pacing, it never really stops, and that's reflected in James Wood's characterization of Max Wren, because the character is, due to circumstances, he's going fucking 90 miles an hour, fucking nonstop, and the film keeps that pace with him in terms of storytelling.
What up, Bear Bunny? How are you, sir? Grrr.
Hello.
If any of you like watching video games, by the way, go look him up on Twitch. Bear Bunny Grinds. Grrr. Sorry, I just like saying Bear Bunny. Grrr. Cracks me up every time. Yeah, I totally agree with you in what you were saying a second ago, which has gone out of my head now. I just remember, I can't remember what you said, but I remember agreeing with it as you were saying it. So I'm just like, yeah, we're in agreement.
I was saying it's a very fast-paced movie. The story progression is very fast, and Max Wren is
if you kind of
going 90 miles an hour.
It's kind of down to the subject matter as well, if you know what I mean. Like, if you look up at all the crazy shit that he's... I think the stream's frozen again, is it? Or am I just frozen? I think... Yeah. There we go. The kind of stuff that he's looking for, it's the pacing of the movie nearly reflects what he wants to be going out on the TV station itself. It's like fast-paced, really visceral, really disorientating, but pretty in a weird way, if you know what I mean. There's a beautiful...
Mesmerizing, I think is the term you're looking for.
Okay. That's all good. Anyway, we're going to hit the trailer for Videodrome so you can see what's going on in the madness in the screen behind us. And then we're going to be back to say our goodbyes and let you know what's coming up on American Horrors in an hour. Talk to you in a little bit. Toodles.
Here we go. I'll come through on that. We only got about 53 seconds, so keep your eyes open.
What satellite is it coming from?
Snooker, I think.
Country of origin?
Malaysia.
What's this? Videodrome.
Torture, murder.
Sounds great.
Ain't exactly sex.
Says who?
The television screen is the retina of the mind's eye. Therefore, the television screen is part of the physical structure of the brain. Therefore, whatever appears on the television screen emerges as raw experience for those who watch it. Therefore, television is reality, and reality is less than television. Max, your reality is already half video hallucination. If you're not careful, it will become total hallucination.
Why deny you get your kicks out of watching torture and murder? I've got something I want to play for you.
Oh my God! Don't. Max.
That was the trailer for Videodrome. You actually need the movie to figure out what's going on. because that won't explain shit. I'll tell you that straight out. Anyway, GoreCast rating. I'm giving it 2 GoreCasters out of 2 for me.
Yeah,
I really
I will as
enjoyed
well.
it.
Yeah, it's fun. Like I said, it was faster paced than I thought it would be. The visuals are
I
just
really enjoy a
fucking
movie
awesome.
where it's got enough stuff going on in it that you get to the ending kind of going, is that it? All of a sudden, fucking hell. Do you know what I mean? Not in a bad way. You get a very conclusive ending, but like as in, we got there quick, and then you're like, oh, fuck, it's like an hour 40.
It's only
Is
an
it
hour and 28.
28?
Yeah. I'm not going to lie. I really enjoy a movie where I'm sitting down looking at it kind of going, now that is my kind of woman.
Yes, we've established
you
that
know exactly
that's virtually
what part
canon
I'm
at this
talking about.
stage. Yeah, so that's it for myself and Giz for this week. If you enjoyed us talking about some of the weirder ways of mind control happening in the horror industry, or not horror industry, in horror movies, I got some treats for you in a moment. But other than that, don't forget to join Buzz and Carter on Tuesday, where they're going to have another original versus remake. I can't remember what it is after Invasion of the Body Snatchers, I think. Don't hold me on it. I think it's Invasion of the Body Snatchers. Myself, Giz, Carter, and Buzz are going to be back on Thursday, where we're going to be doing a what was it? Carter called it. I like the name of it. It's going to be the name of the episode. Oh yeah, we got a cage fight going on because as is custom.
And it was me that called it.
Okay,
that.
sorry. Well, credit to you because I really liked it. So on the cage fight, I think we're still waiting for the poll to finish, so we know exactly what movies we're doing. But one that was already picked, because it was the idea for the cage fight, is we were going to be definitely doing Face Off.
Can I just briefly, right? I mentioned the idea to Bill. Without me mentioning any films, the first thing he said is, you're doing Face Off,
Yeah,
Archie.
obviously. As is customary, as anyone who watches the show knows, Buzz has this weird ability to know loads of things about movies, but I've not actually seen them. And I asked him about Face Off, and he hadn't seen it. Because that's the weird thing with movies that Buzz hasn't seen most of the time is it's ones you would expect.
How?
Yeah,
have
it's
you
ones
not
you
seen
would expect
this?
to have, like, as in, they were kind of culturally, the entire planet saw that movie. Do you know what I mean? So Buzz hadn't seen Face Off, so we decided we were going to have a cage fight on Friday, or Thursday, should I say, for the group chat. So Face Off will be on the list, and then the options that are being bounced around these numbers add up, if you know what I mean. And other than that, that's myself and Giz done for the night. Don't forget, if you're new to the stream and you haven't done it already, there's an amazing little like and subscribe-y button down below. And beside that like and subscribe button, there's a little bell. So if you hit the subscribe, it means you will be following the channel and helping us get closer to that 1,000 where I can start. Why does the stream look like it stopped? I don't know why. Hopefully it'll help us get closer to the 1,000 where we can start monetizing some of these freaking videos, hopefully, which would be nice. And if you hit the bell, supposedly, from what I understand, occasionally to let you know when we go live. And that's it.
According to Katie, now that it's out of January, it's let her know that the show was on.
Good stuff. As is customary on a Sunday night, and the reason I was mentioning about if you want to see myself and Giz talk a little bit more in depth about some of the craziest mind control and mind brainwashing kind of shenanigans that go on in horror movies, we're over on American Horrors in about an hour, 8:30 p.m. CST, and whatever that equates to is GMTs, where we're going to be talking about that very topic as we discuss mind control at its finest. And also, as is customary, there tends to be a trailer. So for myself and the Giz, we'll catch you hopefully about an hour and 45 minutes. No, 45 minutes from now. Sorry. Hopefully we'll catch you in about 45 minutes from now over at American Horrors. You can use channel code AMHOR to add American Horrors to your Roku listings. And if you don't have Roku, you can watch on AmericanHorrors.com, StrictlyStreaming.com, and Tubi TV, which is very popular in America, from what I understand. So you have many, many options. So for myself and the Giz, we'll catch you all during the weekend or during the week for some more horror bollocks with the lads. GoreCast out. Boink.
Component soldering is... Well, What's going on?
Doing another episode?
Almost. I have another quick experiment I want to try with you first. If that's
No. We're done doing experiments, right? Last week you said fucking rocket up my arse, okay? That's it. No more experimenting on this.
Yeah, it's funny that you mentioned the rocket thing because that's a multi-purpose tool.
What do you mean multi-buttons?
Rewind. Fast forward. Loop. Right, actually, this gives me a good idea for an episode. Show myself to this Sunday, 8:30 p.m. CST, whenever that place is GMTs, only on American Horrors. We're going to be talking about some of the craziest mind-controlled brainwashing and scientific brain tomfoolery known to horror.
Don't forget, if you enjoy our Madcap GoreCast horror hijinks, we stream 3 nights a week over on YouTube, Mondays, Thursdays, and Sundays, where you can see a little bit of this. Turd spoon, god damn, I knew there was something I wanted to bring up in the... God damn, I don't know what a fucking turd spoon is, but I'm mad to...
Get it pretty in-depth.
Most definitely some of this.
With a new 2009 twist. She pulls out of her vagina.
I'll give it to her though, because like, you know how like magicians kind of like do something and they pause dramatically? She took that dramatic pause.
And occasionally some of this.
Our favorite Halloween movies.
What's up, GoreCasters? Welcome back here to the GoreCast. Yeah, okay, I'm here. I'm back.